is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Winner Circle. Okay, a little bit of a shocker here. Putting an episode out early this week. Going to be putting another episode out to recap the crazy live eviction that's going to be going on tomorrow. But I had to jump on here because there is a huge ask right now from Big Brother, and that is to vote on the replacement nom. So I wanted to get this episode out because America's veto was used. Tucker had a wild move during the veto meeting and didn't use the veto on himself. Before we get into anything, we're going to hear from this week's sponsor, Fume. Flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking. It's a new movement towards better habits led by the sponsor of this week's episode, Fume. Fume is an award-winning flavored air device. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of different flavors to choose from, like crisp mint or orange vanilla. With flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. This device is made to fidget with. It calms anxiety with magnets, snaps, and clicks. This Fume device is very interesting. So you can see here the dial on the top, so you can adjust how much air is coming through, and it just fills your mouth with flavor, and it's a great alternative. And Fume continuously invests in third-party studies to ensure the safety of their products. Yeah, I personally like the white cranberry the best, but you guys try it out and let me know what you think. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code WINNERCIRCLE to get a free gift with your journey pack. Head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code WINNERCIRCLE to get a free gift with your order today. I'd like to thank Fume for sponsoring this week's episode. Let's get back into it. All right, I'd like to thank Fume for sponsoring this week's episode. Guys, obviously, if you support us and this is something that you see that could be beneficial, support Fume. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys are commenting, subscribe, turn on those notifications on the channel because we're going to be coming out with episodes all week. Have guests coming on next week, the following week. Really excited. Not going to drop the names just yet, but I think you will not want to miss these conversations that I'm going to be having. All right, so let's jump into it. We're just going to go through what we've seen so far through this week, and then we'll be putting out another episode after the eviction, after the America's Veto replacement nom goes up and a BBAI arena happens. This was wild. I had to come on because I wanted to get these thoughts out there first and foremost. Cedric wins the HOH this week, right? Wants to run a smooth HOH. He just had an alliance member in Chelsea win the HOH the week prior, and that shows everybody how you run a smooth HOH. You go with the house, insulate yourself, protect the people that are important, and you put the house targets on the block. Easy noms. With the 3 nominees this year, you're going to have to get a little bit of blood on your hands, but I thought Chelsea did an incredible job. We talked about this last week, Tiffin and I. So if you guys want to check out that episode, it's already on the channel. But Chelsea had an incredible HOH. So now Cedric has a chance to kind of follow suit. And what happens? Everything blows up in his face. So we see a package on this Wednesday night episode where Chemo tells Tucker about Quinn's power, the deep fake HOH, which is a massive power. Don't get me wrong. America's veto is huge, but it only affects one person because we all know that person is going to hold on to that power until they really have to use it if they go on. And I could have seen the America's veto not be used. Like I could have seen Mackenzie not using it. The deep fake HOH, however, is something that it really should be used. And now Quinn has that power exposed because Chemo, somebody who is a very close ally to Quinn. Chemo, Quinn, and T-Core are in an alliance together. That seemed to be the alliance that Quinn was most loyal to, right? So we see some things on the feeds. Quinn is kind of getting sloppy in his game, I will say, because he's unveiling like the name of the alliance. He's saying it in front of people. He's telling other people about the alliance. And so there's a lot of things. I thought Quinn was playing a much smoother game. He insulated himself well, but he is definitely playing very sloppy. And so I was blown away. And I guess Chemo was saying that he had a little bit of a crush on Tucker, and so he told him this information. But for me, if that information is told to me, Tucker kind of put 2 and 2 together and was like, okay, why, if we're in an alliance together with Tucker, Cam, Quinn, and Cedric, did he not tell us about the power, but he did tell Chemo? Like, those are surefire signs. If you're playing the game and you find something else and you find something out like that, is a great way to keep a relationship with Chemo, because that's somebody now that's telling you information about a person or a side that you thought you were really close with. You don't want to blow that relationship up. Tucker takes that information and wants to make a big move. Obviously Tucker is like off the wall right now. He doesn't want this game to be settled. He doesn't want it to be calm. He says it's getting a little too safe, which as a viewer, man, do I love it. Tucker, keep doing your thing, bro. As a game player, my goodness, Tucker, there's a lot of things that I could tell you to be doing differently that would have really, really helped you, I think. But that's neither here nor there. Tucker's doing his thing in the house. So Tucker brings this information to Cam, Cedric. They're in a room with Kenny. They're talking about making this big move. Tucker's going to use the veto on Angela. It's really not what you want to do, especially if you're Cedric as an HOH. So for me, it almost felt like when you're talking to Tucker and you could kind of see that Tucker's a little bit like off the rails. As the HOH, you need to make it definitive. Listen, I don't know that I want to do that. I know you think that it won't blow back on me and it's going to blow back on you, but I'm the one that has to put up the replacement nominee. I'm the one that has to blow up Quinn's game. I'm the one that has to call it out. And then I have to also blow up your game in a sense, and then also make Chemo not trust you. So it's like there was a lot of different things that Cedric could have said that should have made Tucker be like, all right, bro, not the week to do it. Use a veto on you. We're going to get Mackenzie's power out. Let's get rid of that power and be aware of Quinn's power. Know that Quinn can nominate 3 people for HOH as a deep fake. But listen, we can still play in the veto and have that HOH, whoever the HOH is in power, put him up as a replacement nom. So it's like there's ways to go about it to make him feel settled and then blindside him. This wasn't the way to do it, in my opinion. I didn't feel like this was the way to do it. And as if I was Cedric, these were the things that I would have said to be like, hey, listen, you need to just calm down. Let's get one of the powers out. Keep Quinn, who we think is supposed to be an ally of ours, at bay and not let him realize that we're onto his game, and we'll start slowly planting seeds to get him out of this house. Because right now, Quinn is very well insulated in the house. And there's people that are going to work with him no matter what, just because they like him. And we're already seeing this on the feeds. I've been seeing people just talking about how like they don't even care that he's been lying to them, which to me is mind-blowing. It's like, oh, I don't care that he's been lying to me about this crazy power that he has, and he didn't feel comfortable enough to tell me. Now, what that should tell Tucker, which should tell a lot of people that found this information out that came from Chemo, is that who do you think Quinn's closest ally is? It's got to be at least Chemo. And so you need to start like playing the game this way. And that's where you're kind of sitting. So for somebody, and I will say there's probably somebody that is thinking this, and it's somebody that's my favorite in the game. They're my number one. I think that they're doing really well in this game, and it's going to be Chelsea. Chelsea says a lot of things that you can tell, just lets you know that her head is in the game nonstop. She's never turning it off. For example, when Cedric won the HOH, and he mentioned that they went from the mascots to the HOH back-to-back, and Chelsea immediately was like, why would you call that out? That to me is somebody that's like, they never stop playing the game. They don't want to target on them. They want to make sure they're well insulated and under the radar. So I feel like if somebody's going to come to this, it's hopefully Chelsea that realizes like Quinn's been playing all of us. This person's a huge target. Maybe if we can't get him now, he has to go very soon, or else he's going to get even more well insulated in the house. But I had to come on here because Tucker goes into the veto, and it felt in that conversation with Cedric in the HOH room that it wasn't like completely solidified. And Tucker, I was seeing it on the feeds that he was kind of going off saying, he never said that, you never said this to me. There was another blow up in the back room with Tucker was in the room, Cedric was in the room, Cam was in the room, Chelsea, I want to say, was in the room, and he calls him out and ultimately was like, you never told me to use it on myself. You never told me that you weren't going to go a part of the plan. You just said you didn't have the numbers, which doesn't give me the information to use it on myself. So there was a little bit of a miscommunication, which again, to me, it kind of tarnishes Cedric's HOH. Because if you're the HOH and you know you're the one that has to put up the replacement nom, and you have somebody saying that they're going to do something that you don't want to be done, you need to nip it in the butt if you actually don't want that done. If you don't want this chaos on your HOH, it's a direct reflection of how you handle the HOH. And I think that was a big downfall of how Cedric handled this HOH. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because he was nervous to kind of like, he wanted to just make sure he was still good with Tucker and felt like this would be something that would maybe push him away. But this was something that needed to be squashed before the veto meeting so that Tucker would just use it on himself. They can wash out Mackenzie's power. And then Cedric, like Tucker's maybe annoyed with Cedric. Cedric pisses off Mackenzie. But at the end of the day, like, he's still good. He's still okay. This was really tough. I cannot wait to see the aftermath of this in tomorrow's episode. I will also say this for Tucker. When you are nominating yourself a lot, you're allowing people to see how you do in competitions, which isn't going to be something that bodes well with Tucker down the line, right? Nominated himself, said, put me up there. It's all good. Wins the BBAI arena. Nominates himself, wins the veto. Like, these are things that early on in the game, you don't really want to be doing. You don't want people seeing that you can go into a competition and win. Now, if Tucker goes into this BBAI arena again and wins, it's 100% going to make people feel like Tucker's a huge competition threat. We don't want to compete against him later in the game, and it's going to put a target on his back. So I don't love what Tucker's doing. I understand that he's getting bored in the game, but it's like you're playing the game for 750. So as a viewer, I absolutely love it. Kudos to Tucker. That's my dog right there. He's going after it. But as a player, it's like, Tuck, you got to reel it in, dude. You got to reel it in. And I saw there was a conversation between him and Rubina, which she seems to have his ear on it. And it's just like, bring information to me so I can like talk you off the ledge. And that's what it kind of feels like Tucker needs right now. So he needs somebody to like talk him off the ledge because nobody seems to be doing it. The other problem with that is that I don't know that he has a real strong alliance. Like, I feel like other people have stronger alliances that they care more about. And then they like Tucker because Tucker's a good dude. He's funny. He's a nice personality to be around. So it's really tough. I just want him to kind of settle in because, one, I want him to last longer because he's really good entertainment. And I think he's just going to make it even better as we get further in the game. Because if Tucker wins an HOH, my goodness, he's not going to be afraid to do anything, which I absolutely love as a viewer. But he needs to settle it down or else it's going to bite him in the butt. All right. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who do we think is going to be America's vote to be on the block? Again, in order to vote, you have until 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to go to cbs.com/bbvote. You have up to 10 votes. Make sure you get your votes in. This stuff is going to be crazy. This house is mayhem. I cannot wait to see how this plays out on tomorrow's episode. Super excited. Loving the chaos so far. I'm eager to see if some gameplay happens because what it also seems like is that everybody in this house is very loose-lipped. Like, I feel like we've been seeing that a lot, right? It's like, you know, they're acting like Mackenzie was telling everybody about her power, but realistically, like, Mackenzie told 2 people, and those 2 people told other people who then told the entire house. So the entire house knew Mackenzie had the power, and she only told 2 people. So it's like secrets don't get kept in this house, which is great for viewership, but I'm like having a hard time understanding how to, like, I don't know, analyze the gameplay. I have a hard time on trying to understand the gameplay. So we'll see how this plays out. It was absolute fun. Like, this is what Big Brother is all about, to be honest. I love this stuff. I cannot wait to see the aftermath of it. And do I think this is going to be the last blow up of the season? Absolutely not. I can't wait to see what happens because there was a lot that's probably going to unfold. I was seeing this on the feeds because I also was seeing Angela was going around and telling people that she thought Lisa had the power after literally telling Tucker Quinn had the power. She was then trying to tell another story to other people that she was talking to. And I'm just like, why are you talking so much? Which lets me know Angela can't help herself. So I'm excited. I'm super fired up. The season has been entertaining so far. It's been entertaining so far due to the blow-ups. I'm ready to see how some gameplay gets influenced in this game. Excited. Love to be chatting about it. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Leave a comment down below. Who are your early favorites? For me, it's Chelsea. I think Chelsea is doing everything that she can right now to be well insulated and under the radar, but we've also seen a lot of her game sense come out so far on the live show. I know there's probably a lot of stuff going on in the feeds, but to be honest, I keep up and I read through the stuff that are happening on the feeds that are on X. And it's just a lot. Like the feeds are just all over the place. Like you watch a conversation with one person, they go have another conversation with another person, then they have a third conversation. It's just mayhem. It's too hard to keep up with. So like I go through it a lot and I'm just like, this is completely opposite of what I just read yesterday. So that's why I don't let the feeds influence too much of like what the strategy is, because again, I always say this, I'm a big proponent of the strategy that people are feeling on the inside comes out in the live show. It always comes out in the live show. You see who they're the closest with. When they get in the DR, they're not afraid to tell who they're talking to how they really feel. So that's why I hold the live show with a little bit more value. I know other people aren't going to agree with me. I have no problem. If you disagree, let me know down below. I don't take it personal. It's all good. But let me know what you guys are thinking of this season. Drop a red pepper in the comments if you've gotten to this point and you think the season is fuego right now with all the drama. Red pepper in the comments down below. I love you guys. I will see you in a couple days. Another episode is going to be coming out this weekend to recap the Thursday night eviction episode. As always, I appreciate you guys joining here on the Winner's Circle. I'll see you soon.